Hi viewers, after so many days, I can say after so many months, I am again back in front of the camera. So I am going to explain now completely about 8051. What is 8051 and how we can program 8051? So all those things we can see from this complete next video sessions. And I am also parallelly explaining how to program this microcontroller in other playlist 8051 programming in Telugu. I will also duplicate the same playlist 8051 programming in English and in Hindi. So the respective audience, based on their comfortability, they can listen it from any one of the playlists. Here I am going to explain the theory part. Whatever the theory that is required, if they want to learn the theory, so that theory is available in this series of videos. So today I am going to introduce what is 8051. What is 8051? It is a microcontroller. It is a microcontroller. What do you mean by microcontroller? So, what do you mean by a microcontroller? And if I say a microcontroller, there comes a new word called microprocessor. Then what is microprocessor? Okay, then what is the comparison between microprocessor with microcontroller? So these things we are going to discuss in this video. So microcontroller or a microprocessor is nothing but it is any IC. It is an IC, not any. It is an IC that accepts raw data, process it, and gives the desired output. Say for example, I want to add the two numbers. I will give the raw data. Two numbers are raw data, which are human understandable numbers, or human understandable information given to the microcontroller or microprocessor. That information is being converted into a machine understandable language, and then it will perform the desired addition, and it will give us the result in a human understandable language again. So in a simple statement, I am telling that it is an IC that accepts raw data, process it, and gives the output. Same definition holds good for microprocessors and microcontrollers also. So this particular microcontroller 8051 is manufactured by Intel. So it is a Intel based microcontroller. And similarly we have a Intel based microprocessor 8086. So now we have to understand what is 8086 and what is 8051. So which is more popular among these two, and which one I have to purchase? For example, I want to add two numbers. So shall I go for processor 8086 or shall I go for the controller 8051? So this question of purchasing which microprocessor or which device, which microprocessor or which microcontroller, or a processor or a controller, will tell us clearly about this. What is the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller? As I told just now, as I explained just now, Intel is the manufacturer of both devices. Both are Intel based devices only. This is a microprocessor, this is a microcontroller. So, and my question just now I raised, I want to add two numbers. Shall I purchase this microprocessor 8086 or this microcontroller 8051? So here I want to tell you one thing. So if your application is critical, okay, then we have to go for these devices. Microprocessors are far better than microcontrollers while handling the critical situations or critical algorithms. While programming critical algorithms, these are good. They can do multitasking. Okay. Say for example, a PC at your home, which is having a microprocessor only inside that, it can do multiple tasks for us. But a smartphone which is available with you, it is also doing multitasking, but it is restricted to only certain applications, mobile applications. Okay. So take a printer example. If I want to design a printer, then I will prefer microcontroller 8051 instead of microprocessor 8086, because the microcontroller is available at a lesser price. It comes with so many inbuilt features inside that one. I will tell you what are those inbuilt features. Okay, but for a processor, those are not available. We have to attach them additionally. The cost of the hardware will increase if I go with the processor when compared to the controllers. Okay, so here we got the distinction between microprocessor and microcontroller. Cost is more. The cost involved in designing the hardware with the microprocessor is more in this case, but whereas cost involvement is less. Hardware cost. Okay. Now coming to this multitasking. It is doing multitasking. It is also doing multitasking. But the way they will handle the multitask, here it depends to single application. It is restricted to one particular domain or one particular area. But whereas here the multitasking is it is not restricted to one domain or one particular segment or one particular category. It can do multiple types of programming. It can handle a microcontroller controlled devices also, like printer. Okay, so a printer can be connected to processor. Processor can control even the printer. So it can develop a new software. It can be used to develop a new program, or it can be used to do it will be helping us to do multiple tasks like watching a movie, doing Adobe photoshopping, or some kind of critical softwares also can be handled with multiple tasking feature available with the processor. So here all the examples I am giving are not related to only 8086, only 8051. Comparison between microprocessor and microcontrollers, keeping in view of today's situation in the market. So if I have to talk with the previous at the time of 8086, at the time of 8051, I will simply tell that multitasking is possible with 8086. Not possible. Simply not possible, I can say. But whereas here, I am telling multitasking is possible for both devices, keeping in view of latest microcontrollers and latest microprocessors. And these are the conclusions we have derived as of now. Now coming to the memory and I/O devices which are available to the processor. A processor, if you look at the processor here, this is microprocessor. To this microprocessor, I have to connect a input device. I have to connect the output device like keyboard and monitor, keyboard, mouse and monitor. And I have to connect memory. Basic things which are required to start programming a device. I have to give some input to the microprocessor, right? And microprocessor will store that input in a memory. Okay, of course we will give input to the microprocessor which depends upon the memory, and then after performing the operations it will give us the output in the output device. So input devices, output devices and memory devices are external. You can see they are external to the processor. We have to connect them additionally. But if you look at the microcontroller, if you go for 8051 microcontroller, it will be having, say for here I will draw this microcontroller also with blue color. Microcontroller, it will be having inbuilt ROM, inbuilt memory. It will be having inbuilt input devices. It will be having inbuilt output devices. Okay. See, input, output and memory all are available inside the CPU core only. This is about microcontrollers. And if you look at the microcontroller 8051, it is having 32 input-output lines that we will call it as IOs. 32 input-output lines. Okay, and it is also having 4 kilobytes of ROM memory and then 128 bytes of RAM memory. Hope that is visible in the camera. So like that you can see the available peripherals to both devices. For microprocessor they are external, for microcontroller they are available on chip itself. Okay, so which is easy for us to handle the application. This is better. I will prefer this only to handle a simple task of adding two numbers, because I need not purchase any memory, I need not purchase any input and output devices. Just I will take the 8051, do basic hardware connections and I will get the output. If I want to do the same task with microprocessor, I have to purchase input and output devices, memory, I have to connect all of them to the main IC, and then the device is ready for handling the application. Okay, so final conclusion is, between these two, this microcontroller 8051, because of the availability of all these things on the chip, it is called as system on chip, SoC. It is called as system on chip. Okay. So it is a SoC, system on chip, system on chip. So that is about the introduction class, introduction video about the 8051 microcontroller. So if you like it, or if you want to add something, if you want me to explain in a different style than this, you can feel free to put your comments in the comment section below. And in the next video we will meet again with some other topic on 8051. Thank you.